My movie recollection with Vincent Cloud.
And me, John Nemitz.
And this is a show where we talk about, I don't know, movies.
Movies, anyone? Heard of
Yeah.
them?
But we talk about these movies randomly. They're drawn randomly from a website called Letterboxd, where you can put in every movie you've ever seen and put it into a list.
You can even put
Uh,
in movies you haven't seen, like we've both
yeah.
been known to do on occasion.
Yeah, Jesus. Even movies you wished you haven't seen.
That's a lot of them.
Yeah. Looking at you, Man of Steel. All right.
Episode one.
Yes, go back to episode one. You know what? This is also a game show. We make each other guess the movie. Even if you guess the movie, though, you got to come up with, and you haven't seen it, though, you have to come up with a plot. So let's start off with John's movies.
Oh, let me shuffle this for the first time ever. Come on. Oh no. Okay.
Oh my God.
Two-word title starts with A.
Amadeus 2. That'd be cool.
I'm trying to think what the tagline or like the post colon title of Amadeus 2 would be.
Oh shit.
Um, but no.
How about Amadeus 2, Amadeus versus Beethoven? Something like,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be great.
Something that just makes no sense historically.
Yeah. I know Beethoven was kind of deaf, so maybe Amadeus could make fun of him for that or something. Anyways, what is the A?
Yeah, it is starring a couple of Smiths.
Oh, After Earth?
Yeah,
Just the recoil, like, oh no. I haven't seen this. It's M. Night Shyamalan,
that's
but I
right.
think I've heard this dissected by people saying, like, oh, this movie's shit. It's like Will Smith and his son are in the future, and there's like creatures on present day Earth, maybe, or that day's Earth, and they're separated, and Will Smith is like just instructing him from the plane or something like that. Well, his son has to go through the woods and fight creatures and stuff, but it like I just hear that his son is no leading man, and the story is very odd where the father is like making the son do stuff, and the son's like, I'm not really good at that. You know? And
Yeah,
it kind of reflects what was actually going on a bit. Is that close?
yeah. That I mean, that's it. And yeah, it's definitely that type of movie where it's like, I don't need you to be a drill sergeant. I need you to be my dad. Like, that kind of dynamic. Um, yeah, it's oddly like showing on the screen what the yeah, like you say, what the real life dynamic must have been. And it's like, why would like Will Smith agree to that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, does because it I don't know that it necessarily reflects well on him, or maybe he saw it as like passing the torch of movie stardom to his son, or I'm not sure, but
Yeah, that's interesting. I want to include another movie where they reflected what was really going on, and that was This Is the End with
oh
like,
yeah.
yeah. So that whole thing was like how, Seth is popular, and then fucking Jay Baruchel's like, why would anyone want to be popular, or be
Hmm.
in movies for that matter? And Jonah Hill's like, "Oh my God, like we're friends, right?" And Jay's like, "Not really." And truly, they didn't get along. Like Jay just did not care for Jonah and was kind of jealous, wanted Seth all to himself. So does Franco. So that whole thing played out in real life, and Jay was not comfortable with it, but he did it. So yeah. So maybe it was the money, maybe there's other people that have done this where they just embraced what was going on and kind of like The Wall. The Wall's about a rock star kind of pushing people
Yeah.
away. So yeah, I think It just didn't work. That's what I'm guessing. Because those other two movies do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, this is the end. I actually like that movie a lot. Like, and just for being like a dumb like comedy movie, there's like a lot of like philosophical stuff in there that resonates. But anyway, we're not talking about that movie, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, Jaden Smith, he's got a music career too, right?
I think so. I'm
Yeah.
not super familiar with it, but
Well, what do you
um
think? Have you seen him act before?
um I don't know. What else would he have been in besides this?
He was with his dad in The Pursuit of
Oh
Happiness.
yeah, that's right. And he was much younger then, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
yeah. Um yeah, I remember thinking they were both good in that movie. But very different kind of roles, obviously.
Maybe
Um
M. Night gave them way too much power. Maybe M. Night never put his foot down. It was like Will Smith, baby. Like we all know you got it, but I don't know.
yeah, and just this isn't like the kind of movie that's in M. Night's wheelhouse either. Like, um, he just seems to do better with like the low budget thriller, like quasi horror movies. And like this and like
Yeah.
Avatar is like the the last Avatar, the Last Airbender is like the other one, big one that's
Oh,
kind of
oh.
a higher budget, more special effects driven and stuff that just was not his best work.
Hmm. So you wouldn't recommend it?
No, I would not. Like it there's cool stuff in it. Like I think the overall premise is actually kind of cool, like the sci-fi aspects to it, like like navigating now this planet that just wants to kill you at every turn. And then the idea that um how the father gets injured and like the son has to like physically do all these things now. Like he has to, I don't know, bring a thing to a place or something, or get a thing from a place, one or the other. Something with the radio, I think. But just like like I always like movies like where the dynamic is like, oh, one person is like monitoring the situation from the control room, and the other person is like taking out the action.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
like that movie
So,
Spy with Melissa McCarthy and uh, was it Jude Law in that one?
oh,
Like
never saw it.
oh, I actually like that movie, but anyway.
Did you like the show 24? Because isn't Kiefer always on the phone to what's her name, right?
um, I've only watched the first season of that show,
Oh,
but
oh my God.
I did like it.
Yeah. You know what? After Earth has inspired me to talk about so many other different things than the movie itself.
I know.
Anything else about this M. Night joint?
Um, no, I don't think so.
Oh, creature design, was it cool?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like CGI of the early teens, so
Hmm,
just kind of forgettable, I guess.
okay. All right. Well, let's do another movie. I will go
Yes.
from my list here. Oh my gosh. All right. Two-word title starts with a B as in biscuits.
Um,
Oh my gosh.
Big Trouble.
Close. You did get big right.
um, Big Boys.
Tom Arnold.
I'm Arnold. Oh, Big Mama.
I'm not
Big
even sure if this kind like I think I watched the whole thing. I had to, I don't know. Rick Moranis
Rick Moranis.
and probably his last movie.
Oh man.
I'm gonna click on the. I'm using Letterbox, by the
Yeah,
way.
I might not know this one if it's not come to me yet.
Yeah, it has to be his last movie, 1996. It's called Big Bully.
Oh, no, never seen it. Sounds vaguely familiar now. I'm assuming that Tom Arnold was a bully to Rick Moranis as children, and um, either they've grown to be adults and they're working together. I'm not sure if the dynamic has changed and now Rick Moranis has the power, like he's the
Ooh.
boss and Tom Arnold is suffering, but I suspect it's the opposite, that even as adults, Tom Arnold is still being a bully to Rick Moranis and somehow by the end finds out that wasn't the right way to be. But um
Yeah, I think that's correct. Yeah, they should have flipped it. They should have let Rick Moranis like now be the boss, and he doesn't even realize he's being a bully. That'd be
mm.
a that'd be something. And like his son or daughter has to be like, "Can't you see, Dad? You're the bully." Yeah, yeah.
As happens to like so many nerds in real life that they grow up to be like aggro bosses and stuff
Oh
and
my gosh.
don't even realize it.
Well, that sucks. I mean, that sounds like a decent movie. This one was like predictable. uh, I think Rick Moranis was like, "This doesn't make any sense. We're adults now," and Tom Arnold's like, "Oh, it don't matter now," and shit like that. I don't know why. I think Rick Moranis comes back to his hometown for something. I think that's the plot, or moves back with his family and stuff. And yeah, he just bullies him, and I don't remember anything too clever or anything like that. Yeah, it was just okay. And
The
yeah,
comes back to the hometown reminds me of the movie Just Friends, where um what's his name?
Reynolds.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds was like this super nerdy kid and goes off and becomes like a big Hollywood hotshot or finance bro or whatever he becomes, and then comes back to his hometown and just gets sucked into like the old dynamics of stuff, which is always kind of interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of curious if that would happen. Like, John, you go back to Neilsville and then you run into your old buddy Tim and you just start hanging out again, going to bowling alleys, wearing bucket hats.
That's the best case scenario.
Okay, yeah, not too much about this. And again, I think this was Moranis's last movie because mid 90s sounds about right. But do you know what happened to him, John?
Not really. Like I knew he quit acting, but I didn't really know why. Is
Um,
there like a publicly known reason for it?
I th I think people people were curious, and I think eventually people were like, "Oh, his wife passed away," so he was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna raise the kids." So yeah, he just stepped away from it. Wow.
But
And that guy was talented, you know?
yeah, even now though, like
Oh, yeah, right.
people like those kids got to be grown, right?
Oh man.
He didn't come back in like the those Ghostbusters like everybody else did.
Yeah, what the fuck? Janine came back. Amy Potts or whatever.
Well,
Yeah,
and she didn't need to. She's got all that young Sheldon money.
right. Oh my God. That's we were talking about movie crushes when we were talking about The Apartment on a previous episode.
Yeah,
Turns out I like Amy Potts. Like I've seen her as Janine plenty of times, and
you must not like her that much because her name is Annie.
is it Annie? Damn
Yeah, I
it.
think so.
Fuck. I got the Potts right.
Fair enough.
Anyways,
I was gonna let it slide once, but
no, I don't love her. I have a crush on her. Okay, that's what that
yeah,
means.
that means like you don't even know what they're actually like as a person. He
I
just
don't
has
even.
an idealized version of her
Right.
where her
Yeah.
name is Amy.
She's like, I want to open up to you, Vince. I'm like, don't. I like this better. All right. Anyways, Big Bully. That's enough. It's just fine. I remember. I think we rented it or we ordered it on pay-per-view, and I was like, oh, this is kind of a stinker. Doesn't it kind of sucks? Should we go to your movie?
Sure. Okay, one word starts with B as in banana.
Big.
It is very recent. Um, I I don't know if you'll have heard of it or not or be familiar with it, so I'll just give you a very big clue. I believe it is Paul Verhoeven's most recent movie.
That's RoboCop, right?
It's not
Right?
made nothing since then.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
just to
That's the
give you some
RoboCop
context, yeah.
guy. Yes, yes.
S- Oh shit! Someone was just talking about this new movie, but no, someone in it. I might.
Oh, I don't think so. It's like all like French people, I believe.
Oh my gosh, is Paul Verhoeven French?
No, he's Dutch, but he seems to have made quite a few French movies,
Oh
like
really?
get like funded by them.
Those crazy French. All right,
That's
well,
right.
should you
All
just tell
right.
me what it
The
is?
name of the film is Benedetta.
Wow, Benedetta, Benedetta. Um, Let me take a wild stab and say that there's, well, though, would he do that nowadays? But I want there to be big bloody squibs when people are shot and stuff. That'd be great. Like a lot of over the top carnage. But yeah, I'm just trying to think now. What does he usually do? Starship Troopers, co-ed shower scenes. Um, I have no idea. What's it about?
All right. So I'll give you a hint. It's the photo has or the cover art or poster or whatever has like a nun on it with little nip showing under her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's a period piece. Um, but I would not call it stuffy, as we've talked about in the past. So it basically is like the story of this nun who um like and based on a true story of who like joins the convent as a at a young age and um kind of rises up through the ranks of the convent, I guess, as it were, by like basically like having visions and stuff where she says she's talking to Jesus and he's like telling her to do stuff and whatnot. Um, and she ends up having like sexual relations with one of the younger like novices who joins the nun or the like joins as a nun. Um, so there's like that going on, and then she's like um gaining all this like prestige and power
Ugh.
because like she's talking to God, and like um it's very interesting. Like there's the whole like um the dynamics of the people at like the men in the church are like, oh man, I should have thought of this. Like I should have been doing this stuff to say I spoke with God and stuff. And like she'll have like the stigmata and stuff, like where her hands
My
and stuff are
gosh.
bleeding, but then there'll be like a broken like pottery like there. So it's like, oh, like she must have like stabbed herself to like make herself bleed. But then like the nun she was having an affair with was asking like, did you do that to yourself? And she's like, I don't know. Nobody knows how God is going to achieve hit what he desires and stuff. But I don't know. I thought it was a really good movie. There's a lot going on in it, but it's yeah, it's like about um like religion and relationships, like homosexuality back then, and um the the Catholic Church specifically, and like this is all while the plague is happening. So like part of it is like her trying to keep her their town isolated from the outside, but like also preventing people from the church coming to like monitor what she's up to too. So, just everything has like complicated aspects to it.
Wow. Um, yeah, that's crazy. So, like, based on a true story, like, yeah, never heard of that. And yeah, it's like I thought all the priests and people were talking to God. That's why they're there. I thought that was the thing. No?
But like I don't think most priests or whoever will claim that God is talking directly back to them. You know what I mean? Like I
Oh,
saw a
I
vision
like
and
I don't
Jesus
know
told
though.
me,
Okay. Like
yeah.
I have no idea how they run their stuff or anything like
Like
that.
everyone can talk to God,
Oh, okay.
but like once you start saying like, "Oh yeah, God told me to go do such and such," like people start to get suspicious.
But oh, okay. All right. I have so many questions. Like, but don't we want him to talk back and not in a shitty way? But like, oh, that's so
Yeah,
odd.
there's a lot of philosophy on that. Like um Kierkegaard back in the day had this whole thing about how, like the story of Abraham and Isaac, like God told Abraham to take his only son and like sacrifice him, like kill him basically as a sacrifice to God. And then by the time like he was all ready to do it, and by the time he was like holding the knife over him on the altar, God's like, "Oh, just kidding, bro. Like just testing
Oh,
you."
okay. All
Um,
right.
but then this whole Kierkegaard thing is about like if anyone today like went through that same scenario, you would think they were insane. Like like why why are there such different standards for like the people at the founding of a religion and the people who follow it today and all
Ah,
that stuff?
yeah. Oh boy. That's uh that's a juicy topic to get into in the other podcast, but I don't know. Some of us might believe in different things and maybe too passionately. I don't know. Um, yeah. Anything else about what was this called? Benedetta?
Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched all of Verhoeven's movies, but um I've watched at least all his US like feature length ones and a couple of the French ones, and just everything. I think I've liked all of them. Like they all are have kind of like extreme things in them in different ways, but like in a way that doesn't seem to be just extreme for its own sake, that he's actually like doing social commentary and whatnot.
Oh, for sure. Like that's what I was starting to think about because like he loves his satire. Like I had no idea when I was younger that Starship Troopers was about fascism. I was like, hey, look, I kill those bugs, those dirty bugs. Yeah, it wasn't until years later where I'm hearing it explained. I'm like, oh yeah, oh that's a good fucking point. Um, but then so there's none of that in this one. This is probably just done w- like yeah, there's no blood, I imagine. There's no squibs and shit.
I mean, there's some like violent imagery, like the stigmata stuff, and like at the end they're like trying to burn her at the stake and
Oh.
that kind of stuff. Like so there's like some violence, but yeah, it's not like the all out like shooting and stabbing and whatever kind of stuff.
So this is mature Paul. right? Like this is I haven't seen all this stuff, so maybe it's half and half. Maybe he does like the RoboCops, Total Recalls, and then he does a quieter, more personal film. I have no idea.
Yeah, like especially like his French films are much more just um like there's still like very jarring things that happen in them, but it's not like all blood and guts, gore, or not gore, but like violence kind of stuff.
No three-titted nuns in this one.
Mhm. I'll have to go back and count.
My one joke when it comes to three boob chicks, because like there was a fake article about girls getting three boob surgeries, and I'm like, my years of three card money finally pays off. Or the find the red card,
Hmm.
that sort of thing. All right, new movie. Let's go.
Yes.
All right, enough big bully. We're over that. Oh my gosh. Okay, three-word title. Man, I've only seen this once. First word starts with an S as in snake.
Slippery when wet.
It's, you know what? I don't mind that, but if it was an actual movie, I think it'd be better.
There's got to be a movie of that
Oh
name.
yeah, yeah, probably. I couldn't imagine it end up on Letterboxd. All right. I mean, it could. It sounds like it could be a porn site, Letterboxd. All right. Starts with an S. Um, I,
Summer of Sam.
ooh, no, it's not.
Good, good.
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd. Soul Man. No, that's a TV show. Um, it's not The Great Outdoors because there's no S's in that.
When I add the second guy, you'll probably get it immediately. Chevy Chase.
What were they in together with an S? Um,
The 80s for sure. Um,
and
I don't know. I mean, should I just click and see what else?
sure.
I mean, I could just tell you the title. Oh, it's about espionage.
Oh, Spies Like Us.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually seen this.
Oh wow.
Um,
Okay. I mean, I've seen it one time, and I don't even remember if I liked it. So
um, I mean, it's clearly a spy comedy that's not spy with
Jenny
remember
McCarthy. Is that what it, or
no now I can't remember your name.
uh the funny
Mm,
McCarthy anyways.
Melissa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She makes me laugh and she believes in vaccines. So, yeah, what do you think?
I think they in the 80s, I think they got a spy on some Soviets. They find themselves in Russia and they got to blend in and infiltrate some government buildings and whatnot, and it's hilarious along the way.
Um, yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't remember too much. I know that they do go somewhere cold because they're bundled up the majority of the movie, it seems like. And to me, that's just not visually entertaining. Like seeing someone cold and like bundled up the whole time, like big fur coats, it sucks. I don't like it. Yeah.
Got to see some skin.
Yeah, even if it's Dan Aykroyd's skin, it's better than him just puffed up in a big coat. Yeah, I don't. Shit. I
Is
kind
that
of
why
want to
you? Is
click on it, but
that why you never liked the grumpy old men movies?
I didn't mind those
Too many
actually.
coats.
Too too many coats. Should have turned coat. Yeah, I don't know. I almost want to click on the video here and read more information, but I feel like that goes against the spirit of this whole
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
I mean, if we can't remember it, it's the movie's fault, not our fault.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember Chevy Chase, maybe both of them. I don't know. They're like they're with these women and they're like, well, we're fucked because the rocket's gonna take off in like, I don't know, half an hour or an hour or something like that. And then Dan Aykroyd's like, wait a minute, I think I could figure out the code or something like that. And Chevy Chase is the one who's like, oh, go ahead and do that. I'm gonna get laid. It's just it's that same old formula. Like Dan Aykroyd's the smart one, and Chevy Chase is like, want to get laid.
Hmm. Um, does Dan Aykroyd get like a ghost to help him out?
What a weird scene. Sees a child, impressionable. All right, new movie. How about that? Maybe we'll
All
run
right.
into Dave for the lightning hour round. So tempting to say hour.
This is a TV series,
Ah,
which might be a future love,
but then
actually.
again, Clone Wars was the TV.
Actually, you raise a good point. I do want to talk about this sometime, but no.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Here we go. Have we not? Have we talked about this? One word, J, as in John.
Uh, uh, Joker?
No, older.
Hmm. Anyone in it?
Yes. Um, Dreyfus,
Which one?
Richard.
Oh, Jaws?
Yes.
Have we? I guess not. No, I don't think so. I hope not. Well, let's talk
If
about
we
Jaws.
if we can't remember, then that's our podcast fault, not our fault.
Well, actually, we did this before to another movie. We talked about Vacation twice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Eh,
but that's fine. I don't care.
I don't
Okay, so
care.
Jaws. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Jaws is, oh my gosh, when Dave gets here, he's gonna trash it. Dave hates
What?
Jaws. Yeah.
What?
And you should listen to his reasoning. You should listen to what he has to say about the theme song. He's ridiculous. But before he gets here, I love it. It's fucking good. It's a horror movie, but it's done with a lot of heart and care. Like it's a Spielberg joint, and he puts a lot of life to his characters, and it's very suspenseful the way they hide the shark, but he's like terrorizing people and stuff. Um, there's some oh my gosh, when like there's a faraway shot where people are in the water, and you could just see the boy like getting like thrown about and like just fountains of blood. It's crazy because no one else sees it. That's what makes it extra creepy, you know?
Mhm.
Ugh.
You know what's
But
crazy is like, um, for some reason I've heard a lot of just like stories about this movie, like the making of and stuff, and like what I was gonna say is crazy is like Spielberg had said something like he wouldn't necessarily have killed the kid if he made it now,
oh, okay.
which he doesn't know if that was a mistake or not, and like which is interesting to think about.
But
But
that's so odd though, because that's
right, I know that's what
uh,
I thought.
yeah. Because without that, you don't get the mom who like walks up to him and asks him like, "Are you the
Oh
sheriff?"
yeah,
Slaps him in the face. Like that's brutal.
yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, but I mean, this is Spielberg where he's like, let's take the guns out of VT and give them walkie-talkies. And John, you're
Yeah,
like, yeah, more
I love
walkie-talkies.
over.
Okay, so what's his name? The sheriff. Sh it's Rob something, right?
Scheider, Roy
Roy
Scheider,
Scheider? Yeah,
Rob Schneider.
yeah, I want to call him Rob Schneider. He's like, hunting sharks. It's kind of hard to say. Shark hunting. But anyways, he moves to that town and he's the sheriff, but he's scared of the water. Remember, that's an extra little thing. And yeah, there's a shark on the loose, and then Richard Dreyfuss is like a zoologist or something. Um, and he's a lot of
Marine
fun.
biologist.
Is that what it is?
I don't know, probably.
Satyr Dreyfus.
No, that was my there's a guy from Futurama who's a marine biologist. How he always like said his title.
Um, and then the hunter, the guy who's like
Quint had his name.
Quint, yeah, yeah. Apparently, in behind the scenes stuff, Quint and Richard Dreyfuss did not get along at all.
That's fitting
Yeah,
for how their characters got along.
right. But then again, I heard that Dreyfuss and Bill Murray didn't get along in What About Bob? So, well, there's a common
Mm, Dreyfus and the Opus didn't get along. Mr.
the,
Holland.
the opus. Uh, so, okay, so the shark goes around hunting
Bruce.
people. Bruce, yes, there we go. And then while we're talking about Bruce, it was ambitious to have this giant machine, but I guess it would never work. And like Spielberg, like just like would pull out his hair because it would never work out and stuff. So, but that was a good thing. Spielberg had to make it like, okay, we hide the shark. He's more of a presence, more of an atmosphere, and that totally fucking works. Before Dave gets here, I want to say the theme song is amazing. It's iconic. I hope he says exactly what he said to me like 8 years ago.
Even like preparing for this moment. Yeah, of course the theme song is iconic. It's minimalist, gets the job done. I bet he's
um,
gonna be pissed how they like take the boat out all that way and then kill the shark and then just turn the boat around and go back to land.
he hates when things turn around and go back from whence they came. Oh man. Okay, so yeah, that ending part though, when those three dudes get on the ship to finally kill the shark, that I think that's the whole third act, possibly, but they're out there a long time and they
Yeah,
get to know each other. That's where they're like, oh, I got this scar and shit like that. That's pretty cool.
yeah. Do you have any cool scars you would have showed off?
No, no, I hate these scars, man.
Show my appendix scar.
But yeah, but you gotta lie about it. You're like, yeah, swordfish, barely, yeah.
And on my leg, different swordfish.
What oh, remember that speech that Quint gives about like the ship where it goes down? Like that's pretty iconic. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like they all go from like joy and drunk and laughter and then all of a sudden he tells that story. But then like the
Right, because
shark.
wasn't it that like famous like um like real world naval shipwreck? What is it? I forget what it is. The USS, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like if you've ever heard like true stories of that, like it's like harrowing. Um like all that shark attack stuff, like I believe is what actually happened. Just insane.
Yeah. There's like the screaming and the hollering. You're just like, oh God. Just ugh. Um yeah, great movie. Fucking awesome movie. There's the way the shark gets killed is pretty sweet, where he's got the gas tank in his mouth and Rob Schneider is like, smile, you son of a. That was awesome. Uh,
um
uh,
the mayor of whatever that was it. What's it? Amity
Amityville
Beach? Amity, yeah, Amityville,
or
Amity Island, something like that.
yeah, something like that.
Um, but there's like a meme that says like the mayor from Jaws is still the mayor in Jaws 2. Voting matters, people.
Oh my God. Uh, we're dealing with our own voting
I know.
shit right now. Don't bring that up. Um, yeah, in Jaws 2, the shark runs for mayor. Okay, so this is a two-word
Oh,
title. First word starts with a B as in base.
big boys,
No.
big trouble, big Lebowski, bad
Uh,
boys,
Christopher
bats,
Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd, gonna be back to. And then the sequel, The Future.
Oh yeah. Uh,
Um,
hmm. I don't
mm,
know anyone else from this movie. Early two, or wait, either 2000 or like 99, something like that.
okay. Um,
It's a comedy.
Bad Luck. Bad Buster thing.
Um, shit. The first word is baby.
Baby with Christopher Lloyd. It's not Baby Driver. It's not.
Baby driver in a DeLorean. Pretty sweet.
um,
I think I might have to
man,
just tell you.
I've been striking out on yours. What is it?
Baby geniuses.
Oh, I think I might have seen this. Is this where um like basically the idea is that babies before they are speaking like whatever normal
Yeah, that's
adult
right.
language, they're actually communicating with each other and they're all like super smart and um like know science and all this stuff and then like once you like attain actual language you just become dumb again basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw this when I was quite young, I
Were you a
believe.
baby?
Uh, Not quite, but um yeah, I didn't remember who was in it at all. Like I don't remember any of the adults. I barely remember the babies.
Yeah, the babies are they have CGI mouth, like their mouth is manipulated by CGI, so that's really weird. And also I had this complaint that the lead kid is almost a toddler. I wouldn't, I mean, isn't there a difference between a child and a toddler and a baby or something like that? No?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, I was like, this kid is too tall or he's too big or something. Like, I don't know. I wanted to cry shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
It's too old to be a baby.
uh, how dare it? Actually, you know what? Dave, how's it going?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. And actually, John, we could just cut out the ending of the last episode and do the lightning round right now. Should we do
Yes.
that?
Yeah, I hope you wrote down what movies we talked about. I remember
Uh,
a couple of them.
yes, I have them. All right, so but before we do that though, Dave, have you seen Baby Geniuses?
Nope, never heard of it. Don't want to see it.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
You hate smart people or babies?
Well, I'm assuming it's a talking baby movie. Like, look who's talking.
Yeah, but Look Who's Talking was better. Ugh. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Scary if that
let's
one was better.
let's do the lightning Lauer round. So After Earth.
Never seen it. Is that the one with John Travolta?
No,
Nope.
you're thinking
Or I'm thinking
Battlefield
Battle.
Earth. Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
After Earth is Will Smith and his son.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That looked good. I wanted to see it. The trailer looked good, but then I think I heard not so good things about it. But I don't know. It looked interesting.
I'd say cool concept, questionable execution.
And that's M. Night for you. Okay, next we have Big Bully.
I know nothing of this movie.
Oh my gosh. Rick Moranis.
Oh, I
Tom,
love Rick Moranis.
Tom Arnold?
Oh, I love Tom Arnold.
All right. Okay, next we have Benedetta. That is the
I
name of
was
the
waiting
movie.
for this. I was waiting for the second word in the title.
Waiting for you to
Uh,
name a movie, Vince.
Yeah.
I thought it was a sneeze or something. I'm not sure. Um, Never seen it or heard of it.
All right. Next we have Spies Like Us.
Oh, That's a good one. That's John Candy and Dan Aykroyd.
No, no, Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase.
Yes, okay. I knew it
Yeah.
was Dan Aykroyd and somebody. Yeah, I haven't seen it in forever, but I did like it. I bought it in like a Best Buy like 3 DVD pack or something
Oh,
of
I thought
like
you were gonna
it probably
say in
had
the 4K Steelbook. You liked
no.
it so much.
I think I got like it was like a Chevy Chase or something like that where it was like you got Caddyshack and Spies Like Us and some other movie. It was something like that.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Um, Next, but certainly not least, wait, is Jaws.
Jaws, all right. Classic.
Really?
Um, I know that you love this movie, Vince, and I don't know. I've always just been kind of lukewarm on it. Like it's fine, but I don't know. It was all like build up and it was
All
all
this
sizzle and no
tension,
steak. Yeah.
all this atmosphere and tension. No, Dave, I brought this up when we started to talk about Jaws. Um, I just remember you were like, oh, you just tore it apart. And I was like, oh my God, like I've never heard of anyone disliking Jaws. But uh, more importantly, how do you feel about the theme, the shark theme? Da, da,
Oh,
da,
that's
da, 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 da,
phenomenal.
da.
Like the Jaws
Oh
theme
no,
music is
no,
great.
that is not what you said. And I even told John, I'm like, I remember what he said 8 years ago or whenever we had that conversation.
I'm
You were
trying to
like,
recall.
you were like that theme gives away the fact that there's a shark nearby. And I was like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's
I'm not
true.
how am I supposed to be surprised? It's like when you're watching Halloween and they start playing the Halloween theme music, oh, Michael Myers is right around the corner. Like shock value gone.
Oh, that's great.
I just remember it was all build up for like, oh, we're gonna see a shark here. And then you see like a shark attack in the beginning of the movie, and then there's just like an hour goes by and you see nothing. And you're just like bored out of my mind. And I'm like, I'm here for the sharks, people. Like more sharks, please.
Oh my gosh. We were talking about the behind the scenes stuff. And I also have to add, because it was a troubled shoot and the shark wouldn't work, that's why they really had to like atmosphere and tension, and they can't really show the shark. So, but Spielberg was like, "Yeah, I bought that boat that we filmed the third act on, and I kept it in a storage, like a studio or whatever. And some days I would just go in that studio, lock it, go climb in the boat, and just cry, just reliving all the horrors. You're like, but why were you doing that, Stephen? Like,
Like after the movie was done and shot and over with,
for years you would do that.
it
Isn't that
was like a
crazy?
safe space.
Oh
That's
yeah,
weird.
yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't understand it, but I kind of dig it.
We should all have our own boats. We should all be millionaires. That's what I'm saying.
Should all have our boats to cry in.
Uh, a
Like
boat.
what's your metaphorical boat to cry in, Vince?
Damn it. Put me on the spot. I probably forgot about it. Probably. Uh, all right. Well, you know what? That's the end of the Lauer lightning round, and that's the end of the episode. So, like, subscribe, comment if you're on YouTube. Go to mymovierecollection.com. I was Vincent Cloud.
I was John Nemitz.
I was Lightning Lauer.